Dear ones, I am Archangel Michael. Continuing our story, regarding everything that was done to manipulate you. Today I'm going to talk about a subject that you all already know, but it's worth repeating. Maintaining low vibration feelings is also a great engineering, because all the time we were also on our side, promoting all high vibration feelings, fostering the feelings that you usually call good. So the battle was constant, and at no point did we give up, at no point did we think we had lost this battle, and we didn't lose. Since you have evolved as a civilization, you have grown up. Some of you have never been fully enveloped by these feelings, some of you are fully aware of everything that is done. They have actions, solidarity actions, political actions, actions to combat this entire policy of destruction. So we can say that we have won this war, these little battles. They continue to happen, day after day, but that's what I already told you, with the intention of only harming, with that intention very typical of those who do not want the good of others, to get in the way, because in the current circumstances in which their planet is, the Dark Ones are completely aware that they will not be able to do anything else, they will not be able to destroy the planet, they will not be able to do everything they had planned. So, they only have one strategy, which is you, this strategy of theirs. Of course, at some points, they continue to act against Gaia. Many fires that have occurred in the forests of Gaia are caused by soldiers from their army, to create panic, to create that feeling that they continue to win, that they have the power in their hands. But understand that these are isolated actions, nothing that compromises our work. Nothing will compromise our work, he continues walking, and even though you don't see what happens, behind the scenes are buzzing. A lot is already happening, but things cannot be shown, much less for them. So what I'm going to talk about today is about the entire environment in which you live, communications, which were all great inventions to manipulate you. No, we cannot say that their televisions were created by them, no. Communications are necessary for any planet that is evolving. Communications were created in order to bring progress, to bring your evolution. So this is not bad. Any evolution will never be evil, because it brings benefit to you. It begins to be part of the evil strategy, when these inventions are distorted, when their real purpose is modified. And then their performance begins. So in the beginning, at the beginning, everything was very wonderful. You saw good news. Yes, you even knew about the problems you had, but everything was very masked. Remember, yes, it is part of your governments, all over the planet, to always hide what happened, for their own benefit. But the subject here is not politics. So even at that time, the problems you had around you were never allowed to be publicized. So it actually seemed like you lived in a world of illusion, in a perfect world, because nothing was shown. Everything went very well, perfectly in balance. This was what was shown. But problems always happened. This is what we tell you, the problems you experience today have always existed, only they were stuffy, they were not exposed in the media, because it wasn't interesting for your governments for you to see what they were doing. Very good. Then things started to go wrong. It was seen on television and radio, a way of manipulating you, not that when you watch television and listen to the radio, you are full of chips. No, that's not it. What happens, that what is said there manipulates your feelings. Then this excessively real journalism began to be implemented. That journalism that bore the marks of war, that brought the horrors of war for you to see. Then many may say, but isn't the truth always better than a lie? I agree. The truth is always better than a lie, but some scenes are unnecessary. You know the horror of war, you don't need to see it on television. You know what a horror of a crime is, you don't need to see it. Then they began to create excessive realism in their news, so that this whole movement of fear was increasing more and more. And this was also a form of control over their own governments. As if to say, look, either you behave or this is how you will end up. So my brothers, this is where great manipulation begins. This whole movement of fear, revolt, anguish, suffering begins, which are the feelings that always feed the third dimension. Its internet came, which was also an invention, for communications. I want to say it was an invention for good, because you need to communicate. And once again the internet became the stage for all kinds of absurdities. You see all kinds of things that can shock you all the time, and everything happening in the real moment, at the time of the fact. But that still wasn't enough. The internet wasn't enough, because not everyone had access to it. It was still a means in which only those who had a lot of financial means could possess it, could navigate it. So no, this wasn't enough. Then the masterstroke was created, which was to start putting these small devices that you have today in your hands. No, this was not our creation, because this only came to separate, not to unite, not to develop. We only have to list the harms of these devices, because as much as you believe there are benefits, I would like you to point out one to me, because they don't exist. But we talk to people more quickly. And where is the live contact, where's the contact, eye to eye? We can know if a person arrived safely on the other side. Where's the trust? Where is the faith, in the protection you had in the past, and no one died for it? Today you live in despair, when you don't have news of the other person on the other side. The dependence became immense. You depend on these devices for everything. And things are being made more and more dependent on you, increasingly towards control, because each of you is linked to the device in your hands. So they know exactly where you are. The control is immense. You have no idea, and new technologies are coming. 5G technology is coming. This technology, yes, it accelerates speed, but it ruins your health. Because today, the antennas of these devices are slightly spread across the planet, and for this 5G technology to happen, they will need many more antennas. In other words, the radiation you will receive will be immense. Apart from the power of technology itself. It's my brothers, another great move is coming. It is already happening, and where it is being applied people are getting sick. So this wasn't our invention, never was. So understand that they continue to act. They keep creating things to harm you. That's what I say, they won't take anything from here. Most of its military weapons are gone, they no longer have the means to attack them in a macro way, like a big war. So now they are acting in a different way, in a micro way, which is acting on each one of you, making you sick. And no, these diseases have no cure. These are energies that unbalance you, bringing all kinds of illnesses. So how are you going to heal if the energies keep coming? What can I say to you, my brothers? Unfortunately, I can't say here, don't stay near those antennas. Move. This would be a totally delusional attitude that I would be putting on you, because I recognize that the vast majority cannot afford to keep moving house all the time. So you will have to protect yourself in other ways. Don't worry, I will give you all the instructions so that you can protect your homes and protect yourself from these energies. They think they can do everything, but we are in this job of, what do you call it? Ant work? Fighting everything they have done. This irritates them more and more. But we don't care. The idea here is to protect you, to free you from all this manipulation, all this control, and that's what we will do. Next year you will have exactly everything you will need to do to protect yourself from this technology. These will be small attitudes, do not worry, you will be able to do it. It's nothing you will need to buy, spend a lot of money to be protected. You will be able, with very little, to protect yourself from this energy. And many others they will still create. It's my brothers, you are getting carried away. More and more of you are filling yourself with electronic devices at home, because they are part of your everyday life, your busy life. I understand to a certain extent. You buy time, and time for you is extremely important. So you use microwave devices to speed up the cooking or defrosting of food, taking away any good energy that food could have. You stay in front of your televisions, to pass the time, because there is no more talking, there is no more dialogue, there are no more people sitting on their doorsteps, talking to their neighbors, because it is dangerous. Stay at the front door? No way. You have to stay hidden, as if your house were a big trench, because the war is outside. So realize the environment in which you are living, and all of this is being provoked by them, so that they increasingly encourage the worst feeling you can have, which is fear. Fear is what brings all this low energy. The only thing I can tell you is that this will all come to an end. This is right, this is very true. And as I've been saying for a few days now, you need to start getting used to the new world. You need to start getting used to not having much of what you have here. Of course you will have communication, of course you will also have internet. Not like the internet you know here, but something that allows you to know everything on the entire planet. This is important, so that the good news is spread, so that knowledge can be disseminated. Now I'm going to ask a big question. What will happen to these devices that you carry in the new world, in the fifth dimension? I would like you to think about it. Because, what these devices caused in you, your total dependence on these devices, will not be allowed in the fifth dimension. So my brothers, start thinking what you are going to do about it. What will your lives be like without these devices? You guys look like statues. You seem petrified by the news. It's my brothers, I'm here demystifying everything. That's what I've been doing, I am preparing you for the new world. Every day that I come here to say something, a lot of people are starting to rethink whether they want to go or not. Interesting. Very interesting. The degree of importance you give to addictions, dependencies, bad habits. Ah, but we were induced to do this for a long time. It won't be easy for us to lose these addictions overnight. I agree. I completely agree with you, but that's why we're here, to effectively help them change. That's our idea. May you begin to change, little by little, and you will see that you are capable, you will see that all this is a great illusion. You have been forced to believe that you cannot live without it, who do not live without vices, who can't live without delicious food. This is pure illusion, because the well-being that you will feel, the inner peace, the balance that you will feel, will be so great that you will no longer want to have it around. So my brothers, start thinking about it, start thinking about life without these devices, because you will not have them. It's like I said, this hasn't done you any good, only bad things. So this will not go into the fifth dimension, that's not there. Communication is done in another way, and you will learn over time to communicate telepathically, because you already know how to do it. You will only remember how to do it. And it's much more interesting and much tastier. It's my brothers, prepare for the new world. You will have to give up many things, but everything we are asking you to give up is because it is not good for you. Everything else, all the things that do good, will remain in your world, will not be destroyed. We are not crazy. That's what I said, you are evolving, not regressing. So how are we going to destroy everything, to start from scratch? We're crazy? Of course not, on the contrary, you will have access to technologies that you do not know today. Each time to improve your lives, not get worse. But you have to get rid of everything that takes your balance away, who take them prisoner. It's my brothers, it's getting difficult, isn't it? Every day I put another problem in your heads. Well then, start getting used to it, start thinking about it, and also start to reduce dependence a little. Use, as much as possible, only when necessary. Use the device, but for real communication. Call, use it to hear the other person's voice, on the other side. This is the teaching. You have lost physical contact. You have lost human contact. Love is waning. And then you wonder why the world is more violent. Your children are growing up without love, without attention, without limits, because you are more occupied with your devices. So don't complain about the adults you are producing. They are just a reflection of your lack of ability to understand what you had to do in relation to your children. Let's go to the Wednesday prayer, which you should do from next week onwards. My Archangel Michael, may you give me strength to move away from everything that takes my balance away, of everything that dominates me, of everything that enslaves me, of everything that brings me fear, of everything that takes away my peace. May you give me strength, my Archangel, so that I know how to modify my habits, modify my thoughts, and modify my life, so that I can go further and further, getting closer to the fifth dimension. I am Archangel Michael. I am here, always ready, to help you on this great journey. No, don't be afraid to ask for my help, you need my help. So do it. Ask.